Okay. Spoon, I have to ask you honestly, did you watch the clip in question? That was the specific item that people were upset about. There was a clip in
Oh,
question that
did I
did
did I
circulate.
watch? No, I watched this. I watched both of these videos that you
Okay.
linked, but I didn't watch any of like
Okay.
the associated
Okay.
clips.
I'm not going to say anybody should go find the associated clips. However, if you want context, you should find the associated clip. So, and you can find it on Twitter, like Daily Dot on Twitter posted the clip. So if you actually want to find it, go like on Twitter, find Daily Dot esports or something, or gaming, and you'll find it eventually. Okay, here's the context for this as best I can. This is this content creator in particular, Gideon. I hope it was right. He was banned on Twitch. I don't know the exact context, but he was harassing Pokimane. He had his like chat harass Pokimane or something like that, and so he got permanently banned for that.
Which that's not cool, to be honest.
No, it's not. It's not. And he did apologize for it for added context, and but he's still permabanned. Okay, but it's worth noting that had happened. He did this. He apologized. Permanently banned. Now he's on YouTube. Okay, I don't know too much more about the creator, to be honest, beyond that. So a few days ago, there was a content creator on Twitch. I don't know the name, and frankly, I don't want to say the name. She was live on stream, and she was clearly drunk, and she was also clearly half naked. She was wearing a shirt, but it was very clear that she was not wearing anything else beyond that. Okay? The reason I know this is because there was a window near her, and I could see the reflection on the window. Her boyfriend was also there, or whatever. I'm not going to go through the entire details, but he starts trying to have sex with her live on stream. And it's very clear he's doing that. And you want to know why I know he's doing that? Because he's staring down and clearly motioning around to try and put something somewhere. It's very obvious. He's just like this. He's like, and she's like bent over. It's very clear that he's trying to get access.
Yeah,
so to speak.
Trying to get it on.
Which, by the way, I also want to side comment. He's having a lot of trouble. He really needs to work on that. He was having a lot of issues. So if I have a message for him, you got to work on that, buddy. Do some practice or something. It was taking way too long. So this happened. It was very clear she was having sex on stream. So she got a 7-day ban for that. Just soak that in for a second. Imagine seeing somebody having sex on stream, and you're a Twitch staff person. You're part of the trust and safety team. You see this. It's very clear she's having sex. There's a window reflection. The dude's trying to do it. And you're like, okay, 7 days. That's fine. That's weird to me, on one hand. Because I've seen...
Weird is a word.
Weird's a word, because I'm like, okay, like you see this, and you're thinking 7-day ban, but I've seen people accidentally show, pornographic material because somebody in their chat posted it as like a media request, and they get like a 3-day ban. And this they give this a 7-day ban. I've seen people get week-long bans. I've seen people accidentally show a dick on stream because somebody in their Discord call had their pants off at some point and get banned for a year. Okay? So the reason why I think it's weird and not like anything else first off is because like Twitch staff trust and safety is weird in that they are really inconsistent across the board.
Really inconsistent.
And that's why it's weird to me, because I'm like, okay, you got people accidentally showing porn 3 days, or warning. Pokemon got a warning initially for showing porn on her stream, which again, well, because it's Pokemon. I've seen people accidentally have someone in their Discord call show genitalia, year ban. I've seen the female streamer who was like masturbating in front of the camera, quite obviously, 2 to 3 day ban. Somebody have sex is a 7-day ban. Like, it's just, I don't understand Twitch's the trust and safety like
Their
process.
enforcement.
I don't understand it, which is why it's weird. Like I don't get it. I don't get what, like, is there like a checklist of criteria? Like I don't get it.
Yeah, no, it feels like, well, to me it feels completely arbitrary. Basically, they just like they look at the case, and I don't know if they spin a freaking wheel and like, oh, what are we gonna get? Or more likely, it's, you know, favoritism. Like if it's a popular streamer who has a
Right.
lot of viewers and a lot of subs, they're not gonna ban them for very long
Right.
because they they're a company and they depend on that revenue.
Right.
So lol.
You can't ban Pokimane for more than a month or anything like that, right? Like it's like you can't ban her for that long. So in her case, she got a warning, which I thought was hysterical. It's like, oh my god, guys, you guys are so.
Yeah, that's a joke.
Let's add on to this 7-day initial ban for having sex on stream. Then she, in a tweet, it doesn't matter if it's a joke, by the way. She was like, ha ha ha, I'm going to shoot up Twitch headquarters.
Oh, this is the same person?
That's the same person.
I thought it was somebody else.
That's the same person. Okay. That's the same person. So that ban got changed to a permaban. And that is justified. Then she was like, oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean it. I'm paraphrasing that, by the way. She probably said more. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Whoopsie. Can I come back? Then they changed it to a 22-day ban. Which again, like 22 days? Why 22?
I mean, that's really random and arbitrary. But
exactly. So,
like,
yeah. So this kind of kicked off this content creator's frustration, anger, because he's like, I'm permanently banned on the channel for harassing another streamer, which I apologized for and I talked with the streamer about, and we're okay now about it. And I'm really sorry I did that. I'm still permanently banned. But if it even, like, okay, if it wasn't the same person, it doesn't even matter though. Like if you threaten to shoot up any sort of company's headquarters, you should be banned. Doesn't even matter if it's a joke or not. I don't even care if it's the same person. But 22-day ban. That was the result of that, for saying, oops, I'm sorry. I just like, but then this creator says he was banned permanently still, even after all that. And then he also shows evidence of other creators who are black being targeted by the Twitch trust and safety team, some of which had like a profile picture for the Twitch channel that got them permanently banned for, and it was just a cartoon version of themselves. And
yeah, apparently they're like yelling in the picture. That's what he said, but I don't know. I haven't seen the picture. It didn't look.
It's
it
not
didn't look
bad.
Offensive. It didn't look. Yeah, it was just a cartoon picture of the dude. Like, that's it.
Include, oh my god, including the remorse expressed in your appeal. Get the fuck out of here, Twitch.
Words are cheap, Twitch.
Here's the picture that the person used in the top left corner. I'm sorry, it's a little bit hard to see, but that was the same picture on Twitch that he got permanently banned for. Who cares if it's yelling? Are you serious? I've got people in bikinis as their profile pictures, and it's fine. This dude just has a cartoon version of himself yelling. By the way, the initials of his fucking name on Twitch. That's just the initials of his name. And he got banned for it. Well, he got threatened. They took it back, but he was threatened to be permanently banned. Using hateful slurs or symbols. How is that a hateful symbol? I don't understand how that's a hateful symbol.
Apparently a black person's face is a hateful symbol.
Apparently. That's the... So that was the conclusion they drew, obviously. Yeah. And he also talked about how the Buffalo shooter was live streaming on Twitch, though I think that Twitch actually took that down quickly. I thought that...
No, they did. I think his point with that one is they kind of like... They never really responded to it. They just kind of took it down and like swept it under the rug.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Like, okay, that's fair. That's fair. Thank you. So anyway, this is just like the Twitch specific video, but like this is actually a video that came out about 2 days after this one. This was another creator, Corey Kenshin, who expressed that YouTube had shown racism and favoritism towards him because he was basically the simple way of putting it is he was playing a game that another creator, Markiplier, was playing, yet he got hit with a community strike, therefore his video got demonetized because of a very specific section of the game.
It was an age restriction. It
Yeah,
wasn't a strike.
sorry,
But yeah.
age restriction doesn't matter. He's demonetized.
Yeah.
That's like you're demonetized. Markiplier had the same section and didn't get the age restriction.
Yeah.
So
Plus, I mean, yeah.
the conversations with the YouTube trusted safety team also made him believe that there was not just favoritism but possible racism involved. I would encourage everybody to just watch the whole videos for yourselves. But yeah, there's definitely more to it. By the way, we that was a paraphrase. There was much more to it than that.
Yeah.
So the reason why I put this in here specifically is one, we're on Twitch right now and we post a lot of videos to YouTube for our podcast. But two, also, I just want to say I'm not surprised by any of this at all, by the way.
Yeah,
like
I'm not either.
If it came out that YouTube's team, their trusted safety team, the favoritism part, you don't even have to convince me on. We already know that.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Like both of them. Like,
yeah.
Complete favoritism. If you have tons of subs and lots of viewers, and of course they're gonna play favorites because you make them a lot of money because you are popular.
Right. So that's without question gonna be the case. But there's also the racist part. So this one was sexist, by the way. This one was sexism. This one I don't really know. I don't know if I would call it sexism specifically. I'm not sure yet.
I mean, I think some of them, like the one with his friend with the profile pic, that feels like some racism.
That felt racism to me. Yes,
to me. Yeah,
that felt racism. That felt that one. The YouTube one definitely I wouldn't have been surprised if there was some racist undertones. This one to me I don't think is sex. I don't think it's really sexism. To me at least. I think that one's a reach to me. But I would believe favoritism and I would believe some amount of racism was in there given the profile picture part. Cuz that to me is like are you serious? Why is this being banned? Like what about this would make it ban worthy? And if somebody told me, "Oh, well, it looks like he's angry." Is it cuz it's a black guy being angry? Is that your argument? Because I bet if I had a cartoon profile picture of like my face yelling, I highly doubt anybody would give a shit. So this to me is like, I'm not shocked by favoritism. We know that exists. I'm not really shocked if it's racism, because on Twitch it would be interesting though, because Twitch is constantly pushing more the diversity on their platform. They're pushing a lot of various forms of diversity. That one to me would also be a little bit surprising to some degree, but like, I don't know. The profile picture thing is really bad. The YouTube one, yeah, definitely there are some racist undertones. That one I wouldn't be shocked about at all. Favoritism, also not shocked about. So I'm just like I'm a little bit baffled, and I don't think we're going to get a response from either platform.
No, of course not.
Even though the Twitch respond hashtag was trending the entire day and this morning. Yesterday. Sorry, it was trending the entire day yesterday and this morning. Yeah, I don't know. Spoon, I'll let you take the floor on this one. I'm just like so confused at all this.
I mean, yeah, as you said and I said as well, it's disgusting, but not surprising really in the slightest, unfortunately, because it's just kind of how it is, especially with the favoritism. Like, yeah, if you're having sex on stream on Twitch, that should be a permaban, no questions asked.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, that's just like, and if you threaten to shoot up Twitch HQ, that should be a permaban, no questions asked. I don't care what your apology letter says.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You literally threatened to shoot up Twitch HQ. You don't joke about things like that. Like, that's not funny. It just, no. Like, yeah, like mass shootings happen in the United States. And even if they didn't, it's still not funny or reasonable, and it's just like, no, you don't threaten to hurt anybody, and then that you're taking it even further and you're saying mass shooting. So
right.
yeah, like yeah, no, that's just I get that should just be like insta permaban. And yeah, I wish there was, some consistency with their ban, like their enforcement. Um, and a lot of time, looks like on Twitch they give like vague reasons, like they'll point out like the policy that you violated or something like that in their, in their ban letter from some of the screenshots that I've
Right,
seen.
right.
YouTube, on the other hand, gives literally no reason whatsoever. They just
It's like,
they
you're
just
gone.
say
Bye.
yes or no. That's it. Like, and I actually watched a follow up video to the YouTube one. It was
Okay.
one by Moist Critical
Uh-huh.
commented on this as well,
Yeah.
and he was like, he basically said like he is basically 100% convinced that when you appeal a disciplinary action or probably a copyright strike as well or any of those things that a person doesn't look at it that it's like it's also a robot
It's an
because
algorithm. Yeah, it's an algorithm. Yep.
because like 99% of the time it comes back denied even if the even it's like if it's blatantly wrong, if like you know that it's wrong, basically. Like
Yeah.
if a person looked at it for 3 seconds, you would know that like yeah, that was wrong. Like they shouldn't have done it. Like I get it, they can't have people scanning every video, so they have an algorithm for the initial set. But like on an appeal, like I'm sorry, someone should look at that. Like it's an appeal. Like the
Yeah.
algorithm's just gonna make the same decision that it already made if you feed it back into the same algorithm. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Like
no, that's true.
that's the stupidest like thing I've ever heard. Like
No, it doesn't make sense. You're that is insanity, actually. That's like complete insanity. They're like, yeah, the algorithm will handle appeals. Well, the algorithm already decided it wasn't okay, so why would it change its mind?
well, I think they say that a person looks at it, but again, in Moist's analysis, he's like he basically I mean he used a rather
Yes.
vulgar thing that he said that would happen
He
if he was
let
wrong about
he
this.
let somebody have his way with him,
Yeah,
basically.
basically he said he would let somebody have his way with him if he was wrong about this. Um but he's like it's a computer doing it or a bot, an algorithm, whatever you
Right.
want to call it, on the appeals as well. So and it's the same thing with it's the same bullshit with the DMCA claims too, probably. It's just
Well,
look, I get
yeah.
it. They're a huge platform. You can only have so many people, yada yada. I'm sure they get tons of these, requests and appeals, but like I'm sorry, you're a multi-billion dollar I mean, Google freaking owns YouTube. You're a multi-billion dollar company. Hire more people or pay them or paying them better wouldn't really help, but
No, that
hire
wouldn't
more
be.
people. I don't care. Like do
Hire
something.
a couple, like hire more people. I would definitely agree with that, and I do agree with Moist Critical. I don't think there's anybody actually looking at appeals until you make a stink about it, or I
Yeah,
think even if
until
you're a big creator, like he's a big creator on YouTube, and like if he thinks that, like, then it's very clear that like he's big. Like somebody
no,
would probably need to look at his in particular because he's big. If we're saying favoritism is in here,
I mean, yeah, he's saying that like basically either you have to make a huge stink about it on Twitter and maybe they'll change it, or you have to do what this Corey guy did, which is like go to his YouTube rep and be like, what's going on with this? And then he actually presented evidence with the Markiplier video, like, no, this is literally the exact like we played the exact same content. Mine is age restricted and his is not. And then yeah.
and then YouTube's trust and safety team looked at it and it was like, we don't like when people
Well,
question us. Therefore, fuck all of you. Oh
yeah,
my
I mean
god.
it and the response isn't even like they didn't even say it. Like the trust and safety team again, they didn't respond like a person typed a note or something said like, "Hey, sorry about this, yada yada yada." No, they just restricted his video. And then he made another like stick about it. He's like, "Well, okay, so now you just admitted that you were favoritism or maybe racist in some way."
And then
So he like contacted them again, and then they flipped it again. They
They
age
did it
restricted
again!
his and Mike Markiplier's video. It's like, you guys are idiots. Like, I'm
they're
sorry.
so
This
bad. It's just
it's
like
just like,
it's so bad. No, I'm with you. It's bad.
I mean, he caught them with their pants down, and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do.
They're like, well, fuck. I guess we gotta go the whole way and just give everybody a age restriction. It's like, oh my god, guys.
Yeah, they. I don't know. I mean, they won't do anything about this. I don't know what they can do about this. Like,
Well,
I think.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I think with YouTube in particular, they need to give reasons for things. Like, they can't just like put things on, take things off.
Right.
Yeah, they don't give a reason ever for any of those things. They just say accepted or denied, and that's kind of it. Like, and
I'm with you.
yeah,
YouTube needs to just communicate in general. YouTube is really
yeah,
crappy at communication. Like you can just see it from their social media, Twitter specifically, but like just YouTube too. Like they just don't tell you anything. And like on Twitter, they don't do anything. If you try and tell them something, they'll like give you the PR like crappy like go to our FAQ kind of response.
yeah.
And like that's nothing. Like come on,
Like,
give us
I want to
something.
talk. I want to talk to a human, not a computer.
Right.
Stop. Like,
That's what it feels like. As far as Twitch is concerned, they're not. If they do respond, I'd really appreciate it. Like if they did a blog post about it, I'd appreciate it. I think what they should be doing, they're not going to do it though because it's Twitch. They're not going to do that. I know they won't. What they should do is they should overhaul the Twitch trust and safety team. I think they should just completely overhaul it and change the process. They won't because that would require full accountability in saying that they're doing it wrong, but they're not going to do that. But I think they should just overhaul it. And I think they should permanently ban both the people, the sex case and the I'm going to shoot up Twitch HQ. They should just permanently ban them and be like, you know what? We're not correct. And we're going to stop this.
Your camera cut
Oh,
out,
it cut out. Wow, that's amazing. Isn't that great? You got to love that. Oh, I don't know what happened to it. Well, the camera says, I just want to point this out. I'm looking at my camera and it says it's on. But now it won't turn on. So we're going to do some creative work here. Okay. So today Spoon is me and I am Spoon for now. Cuz I want to finish my thought and then I'm going to switch it. I'll switch it. So I think Twitch should overhaul the trust and safety team. They're not good at this is mean to say they're not doing a good job. They're not doing their job well. And they need to fix that. 2, they need to be consistent. If there's a case of, for example, accidental pornography being shown on your stream, do the same ban, regardless of who it is. If it's Pokimane or you, for example, same ban, whatever it is, 3 days, I don't care what it is. If there's sex on stream, that's a permaban. It's plain and simple, permaban. If you're going to threaten to shoot up a company's headquarters in a tweet and you are a Twitch streamer, you got to go. Ban. Permanently banned. Be consistent. Try not to show as much favoritism, frankly speaking. You're going to show some naturally because you don't want to ban Pokimane permanently. That's just bad business. But at the same time, they're so inconsistent and it's so clear that they are. And it feels like they're not even hiding it anymore. They should overhaul it. They should do a blog post about it and say, look, we're not doing the right thing here. And the best thing to do is take action. The third thing is to actually let your Twitch ambassadors do something. Where the fuck are they? Where'd they go? Where'd they go?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like that was just like a, show and tell, or like, hey, we have these Twitch ambassadors, and then they don't do anything.
Yeah, so, I don't know what they do. I just don't understand what they do. Is my big issue. I don't get what they do in this situation. All right, we're gonna creatively move some things around. By the way, watch. I'm going to magically swap positions here. Keep going. Keep going. Don't worry. I'm fixing it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, what they could do is, implement more stringent guidelines on like the punishments for certain things, and also they could also implement like a, you know, three strikes type system or something like that, where like, if you do like a more minor offense that, isn't an insta permaban, like the first time it's this, and then the second time it's this, and then the
Right.
third time it's just a permaban, right?
Right.
Like, um, so yeah, I don't know. There are things they could do, but you know, I mean, I'm thinking of other example. Like you have Twitch and YouTube that kind of have this like unilateral, you know, trust and safety team or policy enforcement team or whatever you want to call it. Like they just kind of they don't really say anything, and we don't. I don't think we need to know who they are. I don't think that's
No, I
necessary,
don't think
but
it's necessary at
but
all.
but like they don't ever explain anything. They just like dole out punishments for sometimes seemingly no reason at all. And, you know, sometimes the punishment is too harsh, sometimes it's not harsh enough. It's just, again, it seems just very arbitrary. Definitely favoritism, if not some racism slash sexism. That's hard to say for sure.
Right.
And it feels similar to like, to me, I'm thinking about sports like the MLB or the NFL, where like the commissioner just like arbitrarily decides on punishments for things. Like,
Right.
it's like, okay, they don't really have to explain themselves. They're just like, yeah, okay, six week suspension or whatever. Okay, then we're done. Um,
I agree with you. I think that I just think that they need to overhaul everybody on the trust and safety team. I realize that would mean like probably removing them or putting new people in charge of that team and changing that system that's currently in place. But they need to. Like this is it's bad. And it's so obvious it's bad too. It's not even like you're hiding it. It's so obvious. So yeah, I mean that's YouTube. In YouTube's case, YouTube just needs to say more. YouTube just doesn't communicate, which
I mean,
is
I
extremely frustrating.
they need to communicate, but they do a bad job
They do.
anyways. But they also need to communicate.
They
But
do. The first step would be communication though, to me at least. Because then you can like actually see what they're trying to see.
yeah,
That would be
I
great.
mean, yeah, as I said, Twitch's communicate slightly better, but they don't communicate either really, because
Right.
all they do, at least from what I've seen, is like they'll just copy paste whatever guideline you broke, or
Right.
whatever rule you broke, or whatever guideline you didn't follow,
Right.
and that's kind of it. So yeah.
No, I'm with you. I just yeah, and both platforms are not consistent. Even YouTube's just not consistent. Like you can just see that from the videos. They're just not being
Yeah.
consistent. Like please be more consistent. Please be more fair. Which kind of hard, but you can at least try. I don't know. I don't know if I have much more to say on this. To me, like I don't know why, but to me this is it's so frustrating, and I'm just like completely torn about this whole situation. Because
I the
I've
other
been oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, no, no. The other problem, like from our perspective, or like the consumer's perspective, is like, what are your other options? Like Twitch is the streaming service, and YouTube is the video service. I mean, yes, Twitch has streaming, Facebook has streaming, but like where do you go if you don't like? From
Exactly.
I don't know, like, I spend a lot of time on Twitch and YouTube, like,
Right.
in my downtime, and, like, when I'm studying in between study sessions or whatever, when I get back from work, I'll, sit down, eat dinner, and, like, watch a couple YouTube videos, and then start studying, or watch a stream for a little bit, and
Right.
then start studying or something like that. It's like, I don't know what I would do with myself without, like, Twitch and YouTube. That's kind of we're kind of, like, stuck between a rock and a hard place, you see what
Exactly.
I mean? Because I don't wanna give up Twitch and YouTube, and, like, that's kind of solution from our perspective. It's like, well, if people are pissed off enough about it, then you just like
You go to
boycott.
another. You go to another.
You
Right?
go to another platform, or you boycott Twitch and YouTube. But the problem is Twitch and YouTube are kind of like all there is. Like
Yeah.
not exactly, but the other platforms just
If you want to do,
aren't that great.
If you want to do streaming, you can do Twitch. The next logical jump is YouTube, and then the next logical jump after that is Facebook.
Yeah, and fuck Facebook. Facebook sucks.
And Facebook to me they're worse than both of them.
The worst. Yeah, no.
So
Facebook's
you're stuck there. There's another one I think called Trovio, but I don't know anything about it. I've seen it once or twice. That's your last logical step. That's your last streaming platform. We're not going to talk about some of the other ones. Like, I know, anybody remember me talking about Caffeine? Yeah, we're not talking about that one. That platform is not a game streaming service anymore. That's different. I don't even know how to contextualize it now, but that's it. It's Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, everybody else. And who knows if everybody else is also shitty. So let's say you're a Twitch streamer and you're like, well, I don't like that Twitch is inconsistent with this, and they seem like they're playing too much favorites too often, and maybe they're racist. Okay, well, I'm going to jump to YouTube. YouTube video comes out. Well, okay, clearly it looks like they're being racist and favoritist. Let's go to Facebook. Facebook doesn't care about you at all and just wants your data, and they hate you. That's basically it. Among other things, they're just terrible. They're a terrible place to call a website. So that you're not going to go there necessarily. Okay, well, where do you go? You're stuck. Whatever you decide to boycott, the next thing is like almost the same level as the previous.
Is equal or worse.
Equal or worse than the previous. So like, at what point
you're screwed?
You're just like, yeah, okay, well, I can't. What do I boycott? What do I do?
Boycott the internet.
You just boycott. You just don't stream. But
everyone moved to Pornhub.
Everybody stream on Pornhub. That's it. Everybody just stream your games on Pornhub. That's what's gonna happen now. I don't know. It's weird. And I thought about that too when I was watching these videos. Like, oh well, if I don't want to use YouTube, what video sharing service do you use? What content creation service do you use? Like, there really isn't another one that's even close to the same level as YouTube.
No. Yeah,
there's like what's the logical next step?
For streaming again, you could name like Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and then there's a couple other smaller ones. Or I mean, there used to be more, but you know, people who tried to compete with Twitch got blown up.
Mixer is gone.
I was trying. I couldn't think of the frickin' name of it. Yeah, Mixer. And for videos, I literally can't name another. I can't name another one other than YouTube.
No, I really can't.
There's specific one. Oh, I guess there's for streaming there's like OnlyFans, but again, that's like kind of a specific niche. It's not like general or gaming.
That's not a gaming.
Like, let's be honest, Twitch is hardly a gaming streaming service anymore. Like a lot of the most popular streamers are just like Pokimane, and
they're just chatting. They don't play games.
Just chatting.
They react to videos. They react to videos. That's all they do is they sit and react to videos and sometimes play games. Because that's what's like really popular is like reacting to stuff and then playing some games here and there.
And look, like, hey, if that's making them money, and they're happy with their life doing that, like we've talked about this before, more power to them. I'm not interested in that content personally, and they can go ahead, and if Twitch wants to allow it, fine. But
anyway, I mean, it's tough. That's what, believe me, I had this exact same thought process yesterday where I was like, okay, Twitch, like I've done this before where I'm like, okay, fuck Twitch. I'm going to go. And I went to like Mixer for a couple months. And I enjoyed that. I did enjoy Mixer for what it was. But it's like now, since that's gone, the next logical thing I would do if I didn't want to stream on Twitch is like go to YouTube, but YouTube also sucks. YouTube's also terrible. So you're just like, okay, well, I guess you just kind of go with it and hope for the best, which in this case, me hoping for the best is it's a small a glimmer. It's a glimmer. And that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, this is, and I kind of keep talking about it, but like this is what happens when you get like monopolies end stage and like end stage capitalism where all anybody cares about at the top is profit. They don't care about you. They don't care about enforcing their guidelines, effectively or rationally. They just care about profit, and they don't care how it affects you or anything else. They don't care what you think, because as we just talked about, you don't have any other options. If you want to watch streaming service, a game and other type streaming service on the internet, you go to Twitch. If you want to watch, a video upload service, it's YouTube.
Yeah,
That's your
on
your option.
demand
Yeah.
video content it's YouTube. For just general content, it's YouTube. But I mean, that's the tough part. So anyway, I don't know. I don't have anything else to say, Spoon. So
Nope.
I think we can.
It's a real crap situation, and we don't have much
We don't have much options, really. Like
yeah, we don't have
realistically,
many. Yeah, we don't have any options or any we don't have any agency to do anything about it as consumers. Like it has to kind of be on the company to like find their moral compass and be like, oh, this is wrong, we should fix this. But as I just stated, they don't really have a moral compass. They don't care. So yeah.
oh, here's the one I was thinking of. Lol, I found it. The one I was thinking of is actually called Trovo. That's the one I was thinking of. It's called Trovo. But I mean, no, I don't. Why would I want notifications of this site? I just want to show you. Here's the site. This is the only other one I knew of off the top of my head. I haven't. It's been a while since I've seen this site. The site's actually clearly changed since I've been on here. But you can see like here's the biggest categories.
It looks a lot like Twitch.
Yeah, it's. I mean, this. To be fair though, this is the reasonable UI you would expect from a streaming service. Though.
Yeah, that's true.
This is, but like you can see, like here's the biggest game. The biggest game is World of Tanks. It's got 7K viewers total. So, like, you want to stream somewhere else? Where? There's nowhere else to stream. This service isn't going to do it for you. It's too small, right? Like Mixer was too small too.
Not if you want to make a living off streaming.
If you don't care, yeah. If you don't care to make a living, sure, yeah, of course. Like this is fine for you. You just like go here and stream for fun. That's totally fine too. I'm with you there.
If you're trying to make a living as a content creator, it's Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook. That's it.
That's it. So I don't know, like, yeah. So you're like you said before, rocking a hard place. You're kind of just
and OnlyFans as well. I think is probably sustainable, but
well, OnlyFans is a
but that's for specific like sexual content.
Basically. Yeah, sexual content. So you're. I mean, unless we want to just boot up our streams on OnlyFans, I think we'd disappoint a lot of people. Though I think we'd disappoint a lot of people.
Probably.
About a stream on TikTok. Wait, TikTok has streaming too. Yeah, you can live stream on TikTok. I think.
TikTok.
There you go, but not like gaming stuff. You wouldn't live stream gaming. Anyway. Okay, let's switch gears.